Doing a full squat is the easiest way to establish back body breathing because you're coming into more of a compressed position in the front, which can really help send air to open up the back and hips. One quick caution: if you have prolapse, a full squat can make it worse if you don't know how to regulate pressure, or if you're so tight that instead of your back expanding with your breath, all the pressure goes down to your pelvic floor. For others with prolapse, a full squat can help relieve prolapse symptoms, so it's just all about how the pressure is managed, and we want it to go into your mid-back and not all down to the pelvic floor. So let's get started. Bring your feet and knees together and grab onto something low that is very secure, like the bottom of a bed, a railing, or a squat rack. Then sit down and back into your hips with arms wrapped around your knees as you lower down into a full squat. Make sure the front of your ankles are relaxed and hang into your arms as best you can while keeping your head and neck nice and relaxed. You might have to wiggle a little closer or farther from your anchor point to find the right spot. Take some slow, deep breaths, breathing into your entire back and hips, in through your nose and out through your mouth, feeling yourself sink a little deeper with each exhale. If you're having a hard time keeping your ankles relaxed, you can wiggle side to side a bit. Breathing into and expanding your back should also help relax your hip flexors, which in turn helps relax the ankles. Once you've done some breaths here with this low hold, try grabbing onto something a little higher. At home, this can be something like a sink or a countertop, or at the gym, you can use the squat rack again or TRX straps. The point behind holding higher is to get more of a stretch through your lats and armpits, which can help release your back muscles and thoracolumbar fascia even more. Again, feet and knees together, sit back into your hips and come down, feeling the stretch through your back and hips, as well as your lats and armpits. Take some slow, deep breaths, breathing into your entire back, sides, and hips, in through your nose and out through the mouth, sinking a little deeper with each exhale. In both of these positions, think about your breath going about 90% into your back and only about 10% down to the pelvic floor. As I said initially with the prolapse caution, we don't want too much pressure going down to the pelvic floor. If your back feels really tight at first, you can try releasing it some by rolling your paraspinals with a ball on the wall or ground, or foam roll your lats some first too. If the full squat position hanging into your hips feels uncomfortable for the pelvic floor, or there's too much pressure, you can try sitting on something for more support. For this modification, sit down on something like a foam roller, yoga block, or stack of books, with your feet and knees together, arms wrapped around your knees, or arms reaching forward to hold on to something. Make sure the front of your ankles and your hip flexors again are relaxed, and you can relax your head onto your knees. Inhale through your nose, again stretching from the inside, thinking about pressing the air into the back of your rib cage and back, and gently touching your pelvic floor. Exhale all the air out through the mouth, possibly feeling yourself able to round a little more and sink into this more with each breath. With any breathing exercise and in day-to-day life, the breath will naturally want to go into the path of least resistance. But with a full squat for back body expansion, our goal is to get the breath into the path of most resistance, wherever that is. If you find it hard to take in much air at first, that is okay. You may just be a little tight, and this is the perfect exercise for you to gradually push more air into your back. One last note: if it's hard to get into this position on the ground, you can also do this on steps where your bottom is on one step higher than your feet, or even on a chair, and then place your feet on an elevated surface in front of you. You can even hug pillows in between your legs and chest if that is more comfortable. Whatever the position, the goal is to round your back and breathe into areas of tightness.